Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan. We're live on 99.5 ESPN Radio. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan 83. You can also call in at 620-343-6143. That's 620-343-6143. Oh, man. Metallica. My hard rock voice. Yeah. Coming up this hour. Only on your rock station. I sound like a wannabe Undertaker. I sound like the Undertaker tried, man. Oh, man. This is the Full Court Press. Drew Duncan. We are live on 99.5 ESPN Radio. Coming up a little bit later on the show, we're still going to be talking James Harrison and his retirement. We've also got the Kansas City Royals to talk about. Don't forget, tomorrow, we're going to have Emporia State head football coach Higgins in here. We're also going to have from the Emporia Gazette, Dylan Sherwood in here. And from Leavenworth, Kansas, MMA fighters Josh Bush and Devin Newsom. It's also going to be Talk to Me Tuesday. Today is Monday. That means it's Say What. We've already had our Say What moment, and I'm going to let you guys continue to talk about it if you feel deemed so. You can keep bringing it up. The Pacers blowing out LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers is an ugly, ugly nightmare, dude. Like, really bad. Really bad.
Say what?
Yeah. Yeah, me too, Stewie.
Say what?
Me too, bro. Man. Loving the phone calls at 620-343-6143. Good calls today. Brad. What is it? Brad knows what questions to ask. And I like how I'm talking about something completely different. And he calls me up. He goes, hey, bro, Mason Rudolph, what do you think? Nice little zinger there. Keep me on my toes. Don't worry, bro. I stay ready. I stay ready, dude. I'm like Kobe Bryant, man. We all know that play. I'm like Kobe Bryant when he didn't flinch. That's what I am. I'm Kobe Bryant, dude. When he doesn't flinch. On the radio, that is. In basketball in real life, hey, not so much. The Oklahoma City Thunder. Look, yeah, I've seen. Here's the thing that I'm confused about, and I want to know if somebody can verify this for me really quick. I've gone to 3 different places and gotten 3 different scores. Can anybody tell me? I wrote it in my notes because what they said was that Paul George had 39. On the official stat sheet, it showed 38. But then you get on social media, and a lot of places have him as 36. I don't think it really matters because Paul George played out of his ever-living mind. Wow. You know, the thing I talked about with Oklahoma City was going into this series, can they come out first game, dominate, and show that they are ready to be a premier team in a Western Conference that is not what everybody says that it is, and assert themselves in a dominant position to where everybody is going to know, bro, we're here. We're in this. We are in the playoffs. We're live, man. We're back in it. And whether you like it or not, we're coming for you. And here we go. It didn't take long, right? Brad calls in. Hey, man, Carmelo didn't play that great. Well, for all you people that are obsessed with stats, 15 points and 7 defensive rebounds. Second that night of any ball player from Oklahoma City, by the way. Only to Russell Westbrook. Just going to throw that out there. Look, there were a lot of good little role players for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Right? You had Abrinas with 11. You had Adams with 12. You had Melo with 15. You had Brewer. Let's throw in 7 on Brewer. 29 from Russ. By the way, Russ only 10 out of 25. Let's just throw that out there. Here's the deal. If you're a fan of your team, then do the individual accolades really matter, or are you just glad that the Oklahoma City Thunder won? Because, see, Brad's question to me was, if Paul George continues to play this way, if they can keep him playing this way, will he and the Oklahoma City Thunder be able to make a run to the NBA Finals? Here's what I'm going to tell you. George finished out the season very strong. I think last game of the year was around 40 points, if I remember correctly. But what I want to see from the Oklahoma City Thunder is really what I want to see from almost any team that's in the league. You have your star guy, Russell Westbrook, who knows when it's time to take over a game and just go all in and go buckets, buckets, buckets on you, or has the wherewithal to understand that it's just not his day scoring the ball, and he's going to put up some points on you, but he also understands where the hot hand is. And I think for the first time in a while, I saw that with Russell Westbrook last night? Watching all these games, like I said, I watched 8 games, up to all hours, writing notes, taking care of stuff, keeping track of all things sports. The days start blending in. So if I don't always know the day, please pardon me. But there are 24 hours in a day, and I'd be willing to bet that I work about 15 of them, all right? I'm just saying. Here's the bottom line. I would like to see Oklahoma City go. And I'm going to tell you why I would like to see him. Because I'm always a guy that's always kind of rooted for the underdog. That's just kind of how I feel about it. But here's why I think that they won't. I think that they won't because there's too much inconsistency, as much as this makes me grit my teeth when I say it, in Carmelo Anthony. I think he's on one night and not the next. Who, by the way, Carmelo, I thought really understood it better than Russ last night, even though I saw some of it in Russ, about who had the hot hand. I saw more celebratory things from Carmelo than I did with Russ. And that alludes me to my second point, and that is, I think the hero ball mentality. You know, there was a play where I saw Russell Westbrook, after he made the shot, was really getting in an official's face because he believed that he was fouled. And directly after that, because he was out of position defensively, he had to go and basically foul on purpose. And then what he did was he went back over to the referee trying to convince him long after the play was over that it was a foul, and he wasn't going to get anywhere with it. So basically what happened with that situation was Russ put his team in a position to where they were going to get taken advantage of, and that really kind of, to me, sets the mentality of Westbrook. He's sometimes just too fiery, and sometimes too competitive, and sometimes too intense. And it is a possibility. If you don't believe me, go and ask Bill Romanowski about it. Because there are a lot of people, even some of his own teammates, said, yeah, he's an intense guy, but sometimes means it's too much. And I think that we saw that from Russ. As far as what Paul George did, look, I'm not going to take anything away from him or the Oklahoma City Thunder. They took care of business against a team that defensively has really stifled them, and that includes Russell Westbrook. Matter of fact, the numbers on average with Oklahoma City, especially Russell, I think go down 21, 17%, somewhere in that neighborhood offensively. So it was really great to see Paul George step into that role, assert himself into the game, and everybody around him understand it's his night, and it's a point-blank scenario. But if Oklahoma City wants to not only win this series, but win going forward and make a run to the NBA Finals, Russell Westbrook playing with that kind of mentality has to go away. Because James Harden is not going to give you a second to blink, bro. We saw James Harden at 2 different times get D'd up by 3 different men in back-to-back plays and still come away with points. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, look, man, Russ knows how to D up on Harden. He does. But you got to be able to be in position, too. And if you put yourself out of position with shenanigans like what we saw last night with that whole scenario, that can really come back to haunt you later on. You don't need things like that because I'm going to tell you what, players will figure that kind of stuff out and they will take advantage of it. Russell just needed to get back. You know, if you want to look at the ref real quick and do what a lot of guys do, and that's just say, man, it should have been a foul and get back on defense, that's one thing. But to put yourself out of position and compromise the rest of the team, that's a different story altogether. And I hope that when I say those things, that is understood. I'm not knocking Russell Westbrook. I have said before that he's easily one of the 5 best players, not just in the NBA, but in the world. And I don't think there's anybody that's going to dispute that. The issue is things like that show me the leadership quality is missing. Because a great leader understands that sometimes you have to put your own, whatever happens to you on a court aside and play with your guys. And that's something, those kinds of situations that I've seen Russell do more than once in his NBA career. He's at an age and a veteran style, a veteran time in his career where he should be beyond those types of things. And hey, look, at 620-343-6143, if you want to tell me you don't agree, that's fine. You don't have to agree. Once again, this is not the Everybody Agree with Drew Duncan show. It's the Full Court Press. But I hope that on some level you can understand where I'm coming from because Russell didn't hit a single three-point shot the other night. He took shots that were a little wild at times. I mean, there were times when Russell Westbrook was doing things that I said that I didn't like about the 76ers, and they are the second youngest team in all the NBA. So these are kinks and things like this that those guys still have time to work out. Get out of those habits. Russ was doing some of that. Now, did Russ have an incredible ball game? Yeah, absolutely. Just another day in the office, 29 points, 13 boards. Was it 8 assists? Come on. But it really was, outside of Paul George, a really great team effort. I mean, you got to think, Carmelo Anthony had 3 steals, 2 block shots, 7 rebounds, 15 points. The numbers he put up were not any slouch numbers. It was really a team game, and the team was led by, now calling himself Playoff P, Paul George, PG-13, whatever you want to call him. He was in it, and he was live, bro. The only thing that I would say is this. Going forward, if they play with the mentality of let's play as a team, then I don't think there's a reason why they could be stopped. You could always rely on Carmelo when it's all said and done to get you points from the outside. You could always rely on guys like Abrinas and some others to do basically the same thing, come in and get you some role play bench numbers. Felton kind of hit and miss, but he's there. I think the bench is not quite as weak as our Brad believes that it is, that likes to call the show. But he is right in terms of it not being very strong. And you're going to have to get minutes from those guys that are valuable minutes. Because the deeper you get into the playoffs, a lot of times the teams that go deep, Golden State, et cetera, have benches that are capable of producing. I think missing Collison right now is kind of a big deal. So we'll see. We'll see. This is the Full Court Press, by the way. Well, I might get into that later. Got a text. We'll see. Playoff P, good job. Going forward, we'll find out. Going forward, we will find out. This is the Full Court Press. I am your host, Drew Duncan. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram is all at Drew Duncan 83. You can also call in at 620-343-6143. That's 620-343-6143. We still got a lot of show to get to today, guys. We still got to talk about James Harrison. We still have to talk about the Kansas City Royals. If you want to talk about LeBron James, my say what moment, you go right on ahead. The Cleveland Cavaliers blown out in game 1.
Say what?
That's right. You can talk about it. 620-343-6143. We've already talked about the Denver Broncos as well on this program. We've got a lot more to get to. When we come back on the flip side, we're going to talk about James Harrison and his retirement in his own words. We'll be back right after this. Don't you dare touch that dial.